things don't always go according to plan. Things can sometimes get wrecked.
I may take things like this a little too far.
Well, I can't quite figure out what she's doing with these people yet.
Kind of just that little ugly spot on the back of your shirt you just decide isn't there.
Hardcore Casual Gamer, we're here for a very special event. We are going to do a live character building for Dungeons & Dragons, and I've got a lot of new people with us. But of course, as usual, I have the Frag.
How's it going?
And making their first debuts for Hardcore Casual, we have Danielle. And we have Aaron. And to guide us politely and lovingly, oh, he's giggling already.
Gently.
We have brought Jason, the DM, to come here and kind of put out the story and tell us about it. So before we get started too far, is there anything we need to know, DM, before we start writing our characters?
Everybody but 2 character sheets so you can make your backup character.
I didn't even bother. I just got a blank sheet of paper because who knows how long this is going to
I
last.
just want to make sure that everybody has the expectation that your first character is intended for the first encounter, and your second character is intended for when you realize you've screwed up.
Okay.
Because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Is there like a respec button I can do like later or?
Yeah, no.
Oh damn it!
No.
So, any background for the world that we need to be aware of?
You know, I just really want to go very, very classic fantasy, so kind of generic medieval, but give you guys everything that you want in Dungeons & Dragons. So expect that you're going to have some of both.
How generic are we talking? Like bring out your dead sort of thing, or?
Not Monty Python.
Oh, okay.
When is Monty Python generic?
How is Monty Python high fantasy?
I didn't say it was high fantasy. So we said
You guys
medieval.
will have bigger things to worry about than the Black Plague. I promise.
All right, so I guess my other question is, do we all know each other? Is this going to be us just meeting for the first time?
And I think I know everybody here pretty well, so...
Because, you know, you need a backstory intro, I'm just saying.
The party, I think, we'll just start you guys off as a pre-formed sort of adventuring party. If we can iron out some of the why in God's name do we have a whatever with a whatever in a party without having to create that on the fly, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, agreed.
And just really focus the session on the adventure. So we'll deal without the distrust of, I'm a dwarf, you're an elf, and I'm going to kill you.
That can still happen, though, right? That's not off the table?
Oh, is there a PvP field we can get into, or?
Did I mention I was planning to take the prejudice off?
You're racist.
All right, any other questions for the DM before we start writing things down?
How was your day going?
Don't suck up to it.
I need to remain virtuous.
He's the enemy. So, all right, well, cool. I think we kind of talked a little bit about what classes we wanted to play. But, I don't know. Who has favors for what? Like, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking High Elf Cleric.
So, very specific, done. And you're taking the prejudice feat? You are going to be the best cleric. I need healing. Yeah, right, dwarf.
Here's some
Why
need.
did I say dwarves?
Uh-oh. So you're thinking cleric. What are you thinking?
I don't know yet. I'm still kind of up in the air.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Barbarian Hark.
Well, I'm kind of feeling like I might do my traditional rogue. I kind of like playing those. But I am up for a bard. I'm just saying. A bard.
There's nothing wrong with bards. Bards are great.
So you're going to tell the great adventures of my character.
Bards are great, assuming you have a full rest of the party.
No, bards are what you use when you don't have a full rest of the party. When you need somebody who's like, I can do a little of that, and a little of that, and a little of that, because
Check
we don't
traits.
have any of those.
So we got like a roguish here. We got a cleric. racist cleric.
Hey, don't expect any healing. I'm throwing lightning.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've got a barbarian. So we have no magical capabilities whatsoever.
She's throwing lightning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty magical.
I told you I could
I'm
be a
Emperor
bard.
Palpatine over here.
You are a racist. Alright, so I guess I'll maybe try and play like a little bit of mage, which is something I prefer anyway. So it's good to know what everyone else is playing.
It's going to be weird playing with you not as a fighter.
I like playing mages.
At some point, you're going to run in and think that you could just two-hand.
It's a touch spell, goddammit.
Reduce you to a puddle.
All right. Well, I think that's good.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to kind of roll through it, I was thinking we'd take that kind of just step by step, chapter by chapter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roll through. One of the things that I wanted to do with everybody is just talk stats for a second because 5th Ed is a little bit of a departure, and I missed 4th, so I'll be honest, if some of this was in 4th and I'm just ignorant, you can feel free to let me know. But one of the things that I thought was a really interesting departure is that they cap stats. And they cap stats at 20.
Oh, at 20.
Just kind of back towards like 2nd edition in a lot of ways.
A little bit.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, 2nd edition, it wasn't uncommon to be able to hit that 19 if you had an 18.
Right.
But
it mattered.
But your stats didn't ever increase in 2nd Ed. There were no stat increases.
Right.
Unless you had magic items.
Hey, I had a natural 18 double odd. That was nice.
Well, then there was strength.
Right.
Which, of course, if you were an elf, you could get a 19 by playing the right type of elf.
That's okay.
But since your stats cap at 20, one of the things in 5e is that you get options as you level to take either a stat increase or a feat. So the value of having high stats is that when you get those stat bonuses, if you're already maxed, those stat bonuses become points to spend on feats.
Well, that's an interesting way of doing it.
So it's one of those things where the high stat has a value, even though there's that maximum. If you start out with an 18 stat, you get a +1 later on, or you get a +2 later on, you can use that, you can max out, and then if you're sitting here saying, well, I'm a fighter, all I care about is my strength and maybe my con a little bit, but it frees up that ability to spend those points later on feats. So what I thought I would offer up for everybody for stats, the book standard dice rolling method is 4d6, drop the lowest, arrange them how you want. Which people are pretty used to from 3rd Ed forward, and it was around in 2nd Ed, it was just not the standard option in 2nd Ed.
That's what we did in 2nd Ed, but yeah.
So, and it was listed as one of the 7 different dice rolling methods that they presented in
Right.
the 2nd Ed PHB, right?
Yep.
But for this, what I kind of like to do is say, you roll a set, I'll roll a set, you get to pick whichever set you feel is better.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
All right.
So it gives you a choice, and sometimes it's like you're looking at a set going, if I add it all up, this set has more points, but that set has a higher, maybe individual stat. So there's some options there. If you don't like either of them, the 2 other methods that you have, one of them is a point buy. And that's something that they introduced in 3rd Ed. The thing about the point buy is you can't go any higher than a 15 on the point buy.
Oh, wow.
So it caps you fairly low on the point buy. So if you roll 2 sets and go, man, these both suck, then you can opt for a point buy. They also have the last thing, which I wouldn't suggest anyone do because it's a set that absolutely sucks, but they do provide a book rolled set that's a 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8.
Ooh. We'll just put that into intelligence. Rogues don't need that, right?
I thought we were talking about that here.
Oh. Sure.
So if we want to just start right around the table, and we can all stare at your stats and go, ooh!
Is this because you're afraid that I'm going to cheat and load my dice?
Well, now I am.
No, it's just because we want to get some nice, kind of take a look at it.
We'll see how hers goes to determine if we switch to the point buy system.
Yeah.
I
One,
seem
one,
to only
one?
have 1d6.
I think I'm good. How is...
What do you want?
Are you
I'd
trading?
play
What do you got?
World of Darkness.
All right.
Drumroll, please.
So we're doing 4 drops.
We'll put it both on.
Wait for the microphones.
It's not a
so
bad
that's
start.
14.
Yeah, that's not bad. Much better.
We'll reroll the 1, right?
No.
No. Oh,
No.
Oh, wow.
There's a
Okay.
9.
Okay.
Off to a not good start.
Clerics don't need strength, right?
Oh, she's shooting lightning bolts.
There you go.
Oh,
14.
yeah.
Or 16. I can do math, guys. Not
I
studying.
wouldn't
I
trust
would do
him.
better math if I could read the cloudy die over there.
That's why she's rolling it. Another 6.
Oh, that's not bad at all. 16?
That's nice.
I might keep that 9.
Everyone needs a dump stat. That's what I learned in life. 14. That's not bad.
Is that your entire life? A dump stat?
Yeah.
And finally, 11.
Alright, so what'd you get there?
Total?
Yeah, well, not like add it all up, but like what's each one?
14, 9, 16, 16, 14, 11.
All
Not a
right.
bad set.
Actually, not bad,
No,
yeah.
I might keep that. We'll see.
So,
We'll see what he
jot
does,
these
yeah.
down as we go. So let's start that out with a 15.
That's pretty good.
11. 13. 16.
But not need to have that 9.
12.
I said maybe.
And 12.
That's a tough choice.
What did he jot them all down? What are they are?
15, 11, 13, 16, 12, and 12.
Ooh.
See, this is where you get that choice. One
Yeah.
of them has some higher, better options. The other one omits some of the lowers. So contemplate on that. We'll move around the table.
Okay.
And Fedier, you're up.
All right. So that would be a.
14.
Thank you. Bite me. We actually get a separate piece of paper here. 14.
Do you have plenty of paper?
I got plenty of paper.
I brought a lot.
I know.
Not bad. 16. No. Yeah. 15. 15. Dirt.
He was homeschooled. I just want to throw that out there. I'm not making a qualified judgment of homeschooling. I'm just saying it.
Sounds like you're a 13.
It's not judgment of homeschooling, it's judgment of Fedier.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god!
What is that, Brad?
It's just an 8.
Just
Oh
an
my
8.
god!
Just an 8.
Alright.
We've got his intelligence sorted. No, wait, it's Fedier, it's his charisma.
Oh my god. Okay, and 10. That'd be my wisdom. We all know that.
10. That you would better bank on Jason.
16. And that's the last one.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Dex and no con.
Yeah.
So let's start you out with a 14.
Hey, we started the same.
Hey.
And a 13.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna love this one. 10.
Okay.
It's no 8.
I'm waiting for the 3.
Oh,
8.
oh my god.
You're not getting away from having an 8.
Please be 2 16s. Come on.
Well, how about a 17?
I like that. Okay.
There's int.
Yeah.
Unless you play sorcerer, don't they based on wisdom?
And an
for this?
11.
Charisma and an 11.
Charisma. Okay.
I'm gonna think on this. I'm gonna have to think.
Again, you get that similar kind of decision.
Yeah.
You don't mind if I do a final countdown while you're rolling?
It starts with a 9.
Oh yeah! I'm either going to roll all
If the
18s.
barbarian has a higher int than anybody else in the party,
We're gonna be sad.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to be the worst rogue in the world.
there's your 8. Popular number of the night.
That's a 9 and an 8.
Not off to a good start.
You're a barbarian. As long as you get like a 17 or an 18, you'll be good.
It's a 14.
At least it's something that's not a single digit.
Start working on your second character now. This one's not gonna last long.
13. This is going really well.
Oh my gosh.
13.
Oh, waste of 2 6s.
God, your point buy is just going to be much easier for you.
That's fun.
Oh,
Nine.
that's a 9.
Oh!
I think you've managed the first set that's actually worse than the standard just take these numbers.
Oh my god.
Can you just repeat for the audience what all your numbers are there?
9, 8, 14, 13, 13, 9.
Is there some kind of prize for that?
Yeah, there is a prize.
My
It
first
says free
character rolled
aeration.
3s and 5s, and that was it.
Alright, let's see if we can get you something a little bit better to work with.
Yeah, it can't be very difficult.
So let's start with a 12. See, we're already off to a better
Hey! It's not a 9.
16.
That is a
Hey,
lot better.
there's your strength.
Let's go with a 14. A 15.
You're making this far too easy on him.
I know. 12.
To be fair, you'll need to give him an 8 at one point here.
And how many do we have there?
That's 5.
Oh, last one. So this is a 3.
Yeah.
I'll take a 3.
It's a 13. So I think it's pretty clear which set you're going to be rolling.
Actually,
Yeah, I think I'm
You have a
going
very hard decision. We'll give you some time.
These are the same dice that I used to roll damage.
So you're telling me all the bad numbers are rolling out already. It's statistically, it's going to get worse. Oh, that's a good start. There's a 10. Just throw that in strength. Here's a 13.
And just remember, as a rogue, strength is also your carrying capacity for loot.
Looks like my rogue doesn't care about loot anymore. That's a 15.
I'll carry that.
That is the creepiest way you could have done
I know, right?
it. That is a 15. That's a 9.
Oh, wow. This is a very interesting party so far, just stat-wise.
14. Okay.
Alright, so your other option?
Have I told you you're looking dapper today?
That has nothing to do with the fact that you get a 16 to start.
Uh-huh.
That might work on Fettier, it does not work on me.
He isn't paying attention long enough for it to work on him.
10.
Sorry. Really dapper?
6.
Take that!
You got your
No,
wallet on
actually-
you, right?
Sorry, that is a 9.
Jesus.
Just drop the highest.
That would be a harsh way to play D&D. Yeah.
Alright, what do we have? 13? 13?
One more. Thanks for not making my decision difficult.
11.
Yep.
Alright, let's give you some time to think about that as well.
Well, let me put mine out. So
Oh, yeah.
I ended up with a 10, 13, 15, 15, 9, or 14. Or Jason has graciously allowed me to also choose between a 16, a 10, a 9, a 13, a 13, and 11. Plus 2 bonuses for Josh. Yeah.
Alright, Danielle, you've had some time to think about it. What are you going to go with?
I'm still kind of thinking about it. I added it all up, and my set is only 1 point higher total than Jason's set. So my choice now is if I want to specialize in a couple of skills and take the hit on that 9, or be more balanced and have my lowest score be an 11.
So, in terms of things that give you the highest, your bonuses trip on even numbers. So the set with 2 16s is going to get you into +3 territory. The 9s are going to hit you with a -1.
Right now, I'm kind of leaning toward the set with 2 16s because, as a cleric, my important stats are wisdom and strength, and I think it said constitution.
Con is important to everybody. It really does. No, when you go through the book, it says it has what class is this stat important to? Strength important for barbarian, fighter, paladin. Dexterity important for monk, ranger, rogue. Constitution important for everyone.
Well,
It's
naturally.
right there. They tell you this because you needed to know.
But my character is going to be somewhat abrasive anyway, so I'm thinking I'll take the 9. It's charisma.
Take the 9 for role-playing reasons. I like it.
Do clerics still use charisma to like turn undead? Is that still a thing?
I believe it's the wisdom modifier.
We'll find out later. I'm just kind of concerned, not concerned, but like, okay, so you were definitely not turning
wisdom
undead.
what it's, no, I guess it was
I
charisma.
think
It was
everything
charisma
I
in
thought was
third.
enough for
I think
clerics.
I want to say in 4th it was wisdom at that point.
Okay.
They were trying to really just shorten down what the important stats were for each
Right.
class, as opposed to having such a broad spectrum.
I played a lot of 2nd edition. I played a lot of 3rd and Pathfinder, but I very only dabbled briefly in 4th edition.
Apparently,
so.
it doesn't have anything to do with me at all.
Oh, really?
I present my holy symbol, and each undead that can see or hear me within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay then. So
So it's not tied to my stats at all.
interesting.
They make their own wisdom saving throw. That's interesting.
Now, well, what goes into determining the DC of that saving throw, though? That's going to be the question.
Yeah. It doesn't say right here. I assume there's a more detailed explanation of it further in the book.
I'm going to assume, just taking a wild guess given how the system is put together, that it's going to be
hang on.
some factor of your character level plus maybe your proficiency modifier.
Spell save DC, I assume that's what we're using.
Yep.
Yeah.
8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier.
So
Oh.
it is
So it's
wisdom
wisdom.
focused, yeah.
That's kind of nice,
That'll make it a lot easier for clerics.
especially for racist.
So you can be as
racist
ugly
clerics.
as you want to be.
Hey, charisma is not based on
You're
physical
right.
beauty.
That's right, and that's something they bring up in the book too. Charisma is much about it's your influence on other people. It's how likable or unlikable you are.
Right.
Right. I like that better too. 'Cause
I do
like,
too.
A numerical number for how good you looking was difficult. That's how English works, right? Good you looking.
Good to look.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah, I think that's the new tweenie language.
I don't even know what that word means, but I'm insulted.
So yeah, I think I'm going to go with the set that I rolled.
Okay.
I'm also going with the set I rolled.
Wait your damn turn.
I'm just gonna say it. Because I already put my stats. So,
All right. I actually am also thinking about going the set I rolled. That 17 is really nice, but just comparison, like we both had a 14, we both had a 13, we both had an 8. The only real difference was a 15 versus a 17 and a 16 versus an 11. So I'm thinking about going with the set I rolled.
The 17 is an extra +1 bonus. Of course, the 16 versus an 11 is a much stronger difference.
Right. So I think I'm going to go with my set.
I think I'm the only person here choosing the set that I didn't roll.
What?
You mean you don't like 3 single-digit stats?
quit
I
it.
don't actually. I don't like that. I might take a single-digit stat just to put on my intelligence, but everything else needs something better.
Actually, can we dabble in a little bit of both? Can I take like half the stats you've
No,
rolled?
no.
Okay. All right. I thought my
Yes,
one.
you can give up your 16 for the 8, and you can
That is very generous of you, Jason.
That is very kind. All
I
right.
want to make sure that people who feel they need to create that character that is just abysmal and blundering can do so. So if you need to reduce any of your stats, feel free.
You were too kind, sir. You were very kind.
If that's
Okay.
honest, I might take you up on that with the intelligence.
But you,
I don't recommend that.
that was a joke.
We do not want your character being a danger to the party.
We already have an abrasive cleric for that, so
I have seen the party take weapons away from really strong characters who are a threat to the party when they use them. So
well, I opted with mine. Overall, my bonuses give me a +7. The other one would give me a +5. It's a +3 with 2 +1s versus 3 +2s and a +1. So it was pretty easy to answer that one.
Okay.
Remind me, is 9 a -1?
9 is a -1.
Okay, perfect.
So 9 is an actual penalty.
I'm glad I got too many single
Remind me
digits.
if rogues need wisdom.
You know,
Spot check, isn't it?
I believe so. And I think just from a purely role-playing perspective, and we can see if the rules back that up, but a low wisdom rogue may suffer more with traps.
So you'll need to make a second character.
Well, hold on. I mean, what is the likelihood of traps? All right, I'll move my stats around.
You do have a high wisdom.
Josh does.
All right, so let's talk race. So we have a high elf.
Who's racist?
You don't need to point that out. You
I'm
can just say that.
I'm sorry.
So, two things with a high elf. Number one, your dex goes up by 2. And number 2, since you're specifically a high elf, your intelligence goes up by 1.
Do they think their intelligence goes up by 1, or is it actually their intelligence goes up by 1?
No, we're just smarter than you.
This is
Okay.
I'm going to keep things a little bit generic, and so we don't have to get into the question of whether she is a gold elf or a silver elf form of high elf. I'll leave the visual appearance up to you, but we don't have to deal with whether your nose is at this angle or...
What angle my ears are pointed at.
We
So
can get
I'll
contract around.
assume that... One of the things that is really interesting is they put a lot of focus in this edition on elves as wizards and elves as magic users, as opposed to the focus on elves as naturalists.
Well, there are wood elves in there.
There
that
are
much
wood elves,
closer to that scenario.
but a lot of that, as you go read through the book, it continually pulls up elf in connection with magic.
Okay.
And so I thought that was an interesting flavor to read, that elves as wizards are far more emphasized in the text than elves as, like, rangers, even though several references exist, obviously, to Drist within the text.
Well, he's literally pictured in a couple of spots, too.
So there is that, but it's really the focus on elves as magic users, elven magic, and how they interact with nature in a magical sense. And you see that in an intelligence bonus that they're making more common. So,
Okay.
yeah, I just thought that was rather interesting. The other thing I thought was really interesting is you're not taking any penalties for being an elf. So previous editions,
I think it's
kind of get
penalty
used to
enough.
and you say she's the one who.
I just realized how that came. Yeah.
So previous editions, you had the old +1 -1 or +2 -2, and usually elves were taking a penalty to Constitution. There's no penalty, so whatever race you pick, it's just bonuses.
Okay.
So no penalties, and I thought that was really interesting.
Which
So
makes
there's even
sense
less
with the
reason to
capping.
play a human.
Well, humans get more bonuses spread across the character, so
In fact, I believe they just get a 1 on every stat, isn't it?
that's an option depending on whether feats are in play or not.
Gotcha. That's right.
So, but humans get bonuses as well, which is, you know, back in second ed, the human bonus was that you could dual class, and that was about it. And whoever had the stats to do that, nobody at this table.
So you said if feet, I'm sure it's something we'll talk about later. You said if feats were on the table, as if you can choose to choose feats.
Feats are an optional rule.
Okay.
All right, if you guys like this, like, subscribe below. Check out hardcorecasualgamer.com. Signing out, I'm Josh Courier.
The frag.